All right, well, here we are. We've got drinks coming. We have now taken over a cup. England have won. We have done this. We are in the final, and now it's time to celebrate. It's time to dance.
Hello, Richard. How are we feeling?
Feeling all right, actually, surprisingly so. Oh, God, the voice just went then. That sounded like I'm not all right. No, I feel all right. I insist. After a pretty good session watching the semi-final, yeah. How about you?
Yeah, I got through it. I got through today. I'm still buzzing about it. I had to rewatch the game back to take it all in and actually see what I've missed. In fact, shall we show some of our highlights from yesterday where we try to do some presenting and...
Can I look back at these before we... Oh, you're just going to show them, aren't you?
Yeah, roll VT. Roll VT.
Hello, we are at the Between the Bridges. It's England live. It's the semi-final against the Netherlands. And Will TI are here to celebrate what is definitely going to be a big England win. I'm nervous, to be honest. I'm always nervous in these sort of games. On paper, we are better than Netherlands. But on paper, we're better than Switzerland. And they took us to the wire. How have you found England up to this point?
I thought we were encouraging last game, like much better than we had been. I've been frustrated the majority of the game. I thought first, like everyone said, 35 to 40 minutes is the first game. We were unbelievable. Jude Bellingham, probably one of the best players I've seen play for England. Not really been done much since then, but apart from an overhead kick. Magic moment.
Apart from that,
it's that magic moment. Which is why then. Yeah, well, I think we're moving in the right direction. Maybe we'll do a great smashing. We did it in Euro 96.
So, the final question then, and that leads on to this. Is it happening tonight? Are we winning tonight?
I think we'll win, but I don't think it's going to be as emphatic as we would like. But I think it could be penalties.
Penalties, I can't do a penalties. Well, we'll see, we'll see. It's Harry Kane. Well, we're in control, but it's cagey, it's nervy, and I'm not unhappy with what we're doing, but we haven't created any really clear-cut openings in the second half. The one moment we've had is Saka in the box to the byline, pulls it back, and Kane is 40 yards from goal, and this is my problem. This is my problem. I don't mind seeing Ivan Toney on anytime soon. Wow, I haven't got a lot of time to react to that. We just finished full time, and Ollie Watkins has just come up with an absolute moment, the kind of moment we just shoot for one of our subs in my view.
This is unbelievable.
And this is his cousin Joseph. Unfucking believable. To be fair, when he gets to the outside of the defender there in the box, I'm actually turning and going, nah, don't shoot there. And then he goes and does that, and we've got back to the Euro finals, and I can't fucking believe it.
So, 3 years later, or 4 years if you want to pretend it's 2020, and we're back in the final. This is the best it's ever been for England, isn't it?
Yeah, by some distance, and it really, I mean, it depends where you think, actually just winning one tournament, it trumps everything. But I was going to say for any age, any generation, really, just in terms of the run of tournaments, if you include the semi-final from 2018 as well, just to sort of build up to it. Yeah, it is. It's unprecedented times for England. I didn't think we'd be back here 3 years ago. As this tournament's come along, we've not ruled it out, but my prediction was probable semi-final, maybe go out to someone like France. The draw's been fine. We've been building, and here we are. It's great.
And it all seems to be going to plan, where we seem to be getting better as well and picking up results, but also it was just, again, it's not massive changes, but it was better. Netherlands.
I'm hearing the narrative. I'm hearing it. I still think we're getting a little bit lucky. I think, okay, so, each performance has been getting better. Okay, the Denmark or the Slovenia performance probably wouldn't have been enough to beat Slovakia. The Slovakia performance probably not enough to beat the Swiss. Switzerland performance not enough to beat Netherlands, and so on. And we're going to have to be better against Spain than we were against Netherlands. However, it's all about game management, and we've talked about, tournament football. There's no need for these players in the group stage to have overexerted themselves and go for those big moments like we've seen. But I don't know. Our underlying numbers are really not good. I keep saying this. I know. I keep beating this drum, but
they're getting better. That's the thing. I was against it. I keep saying, I'm going, well, we can't put that performance in again, and then we don't. We go a little bit better.
Yeah, no, and that's exactly the point I'm trying to make. I worry Spain are just a caliber too high. The level of opposition has just not been super strong. Netherlands, clearly the best team, but they're kind of they're a big enough name for people to respect it, but they're not a Final Four kind of real caliber team in terms of who they've got and their record and the rest of it in recent times.
Yeah,
so
it was a bit like Germany 2 years ago. It was great to beat the Germans, but that team wasn't a classic
at the
German
Euros.
team.
Yeah, no, that's it. Yeah, it does feel a little bit like that, and the game was really ideal for us in terms of the Netherlands. It was open, and Spain, it will be a little bit like that, but I think we've got to be really, really careful.
They're gonna, yeah. I've changed my mind. When I was watching it last night, I thought, that's not a penalty. We're really lucky there. I've looked at it again, and I think it is a penalty. I think the way he's gone in, studs up. He's not in control. He's taking him afterwards. It's a soft penalty, but it is a penalty.
Definitely, yeah, fair. I can definitely see the argument for it. I feel like he goes for a block and Kane ends up kicking him, and it's kind of just a clash of boots to me. I don't know. I was really surprised they went to VAR for it, but yeah.
Good. So let's talk about Spain and the final, the countdown to the final countdown. Name of the pod.
Good.
Yes.
All right. Well, let's first of all look at those underlying numbers that I'm so fond of. So, first of all, 13 goals, actual goals for Spain to our 7, and then underneath that, 10.9 for Spain, 5.5 for England. So massive difference of half in terms of what us and Spain have been doing. And I think we can all acknowledge Spain have had the harder games. I don't think there's anyone going to be looking at that and questioning that one. They conceded 3, we've conceded 4, okay. 6.2 against on the XG for Spain and 5.4 for us. Really good for us. It is nice and low. And you can see the goal difference there as well. But yeah, our underlying it's not that impressive. The goal difference of 0.1 is right on the edge there. And if I just take you through a couple more things. England have got the 10th best XG at this tournament. 10th.
Yeah.
Croatia
had a really good one though, and where are they now?
Wow, fine, but we played 3 more games than say Croatia, who are in a group of death and are above us. Yeah. I take your point, and I like the way that you're writing that off. Yeah, it means nothing. You got to win games. You got to find ways. I get it. But my point here with those underlying numbers, eventually you'll hit a caliber of opposition that will take it apart, and that's where I'm worried. And I'm just going to keep the worry going again. Spain have had 106 shots England have had 66. We are 11th for shots on target at this tournament. Czechia and Belgium, who exited many games ago, they have more. But let's keep it optimistic.
Fun fact about Belgium.
Go on then.
They've never gone to extra time in the knockout stages in the Euros.
Ever? Wow.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's all it needs. Carry on.
Good. Let's have a think about that. England's XG against per game is 0.79, which is the lowest at this tournament. Okay, per game, conceding the fewest quality chances, and with the third for shots per game conceded, third lowest. So those are really good, and I think that's really where we're going to have to focus. I know people want us to be expansive, exciting. Those first few games, not enough for people, but I think we're going to have to be really dogged and really defend exceptionally, not to allow Spain into those wide areas, to get out quickly, and to look after, assuming he's playing, Morata when he drops into those positions. We can't allow Spain to have that build-up when they start going from middle third into the attacking third, because that's what they're really good at. And there were a couple of moments against Netherlands on the transition where I think we came undone, including their goal.
Yeah, no, I agree. They are going to be our biggest challenge, and it does scare me how good they are. I guess it's all that game management of what, would we have put that performance in if we hadn't conceded so early? Depends what we do against Spain. If they suddenly go 1-0 up early, then we're going to have to start pushing, and they could tear us apart.
Yeah, they could. The only thing I would say is we've now done this in a number of different ways, and scoring late goals and coming back and conceding first and doing that is really positive. And it doesn't really matter what the fans think, but that will give fans some optimism. But it will definitely give the players some optimism. And we talked a little bit about management and the use of subs, and it seems people are quite happy with how many players have made an impact. But I actually think the opportunities for subs has been quite limited and quite minimal, and yet we've got such quality that they're just taking those moments when they come. And we just saw it again in the Netherlands game with Watkins. But that'll give all of that squad a lot of belief. You see someone coming on like that, and you think, yeah, he can do something.
Well, they're no subs to Gareth Southgate, are they? They're finishers.
Well put, exactly. Yeah,
and it's working for him.
Yeah, it does seem to be. I edge towards there's been a little bit of luck, but
a lot of luck.
The previous point, you need luck to win a tournament.
And I believe that was the 12th injury time goal in the tournament.
Is that so? Yeah. It's been very good and entertaining for that. And we talked about stats that had happened at this tournament and completing the set, and Lamine Yamal did exactly that with that goal. Very good for him. Really entertaining game in the other one, and Spain about deserving to go through, despite sort of hanging on a little bit in the second half. Not really creating too much, but game state and game management and all that, as we talked about.
They did the same against Germany.
Yes, exactly.
You think they've got control of the game, and then suddenly you're like, oh, you can get them a bit. So maybe that's a bit of hope there.
Yeah, definitely. They've looked hugely entertaining. They are very well organised. They'll be more organised than the Netherlands, I think. There were definitely spaces early in the game against Netherlands I don't think will be afforded against Spain, but they can be got at. There's no doubt about that. The France goal, the little chip into the middle, Laporte is, and Frenchman Laporte, I'd like to just add, just to rub that in a little bit, but not concentrating. Loses Mouani and gives him a free header, and he's a player that can be got at. France have talked about the fact that he didn't have quite the mentality to be a top French player. And look, I'm not saying if you go to Saudi Arabia at 29, that doesn't mean you've got a top mentality, but make of that what you will. There are little areas you can get at France. I think that is potentially one of them. It's not a huge weakness, but potentially one of them. And yeah, I think we're going to have to be very good in transitions, as I said.
True. Another weakness of theirs, although they haven't really shown it, is they're tiny little Spaniards.
Yeah, I mean they don't play the same sort of style as they used to. That possession style.
Exactly.
They play very
Yeah.
much. They play very much quicker on the break. But our set pieces haven't been particularly good. That's obviously one area where you would think if there's a height differential, you could hope to expose. But we've not been strong in that area. And actually against Netherlands, we were getting beaten in the air, and they had a few chances from set pieces. So I don't know whether that's going to be something we work on, look at, but it certainly doesn't look like something we've got that we can exploit them for. What do you think?
Well, that's the thing, the way they play, they just pass it around you, so it won't really make much difference.
Hmm.
Although I think Declan Rice has run the most in this tournament.
Is that
by
right?
a long shot. Obviously,
I know our
he's
running
more
numbers
games now than other teams, but he was always
Sure.
up there.
Yeah, our running numbers were good in the group. I know you picked those out, and we played Serbia because there was all sorts of suggestions as to what was going on in that game. But effort and running, you can't deny them. There are moments where I think we look a bit tired, and the odd player looks a bit leggy, and we've left subs late. But yeah, the effort of the team can't be questioned. So yeah, we should match them in that respect.
Well, I guess we better wrap this up and get ready for the final.
A little one. I don't think it's going to affect the outcome or the performance, but England haven't worn the away kit at any of the last 3 tournaments, including this. Last time we wore an away kit in a competitive tournament game was the 3rd place at 2018. By my count, that's 18 games, which I've never known the like. You sometimes get it that England won't wear the away shirt. Normally happens when we've gone out in the group or something like that, or an early exit. But we've been going deep into tournaments, and I feel like that's sort of a conscious decision and a real shame for me because I've got all those away shirts from the last 3, and we're not wearing them, and I like all of them. So not sure what's going on there, but I don't know. I haven't studied it closely enough to look at are we the home draw more often, and are we then just facing a team who's you don't clash kits with? So not sure, but sometimes I feel they'll just wear the away kit because it's nice to wear the away kit. I know we wore it a few times at 2018 as well. I don't think we had to wear it in all those games. I think we wore it 3 times in that tournament. So I don't know.
I sometimes wonder if it's sales and it's the manufacturers pushing it. But you're right. It's like when we played Germany, they were in the away kit, weren't they? So we didn't get the classic white against reds, which you would think we would do for
that's
Germany.
right. Yeah. So unusual, but I thought it was worth pointing out because we're not going to wear it on Sunday.
No, definitely not.
No. Yeah. Okay. Well, tell me, which way is this going?
Well, before as we saw earlier, my prediction for the Netherlands, I got very, very nervous. I can't go against England, but no one wants England to win apart from the English. We don't deserve to win. Spain are better. I can't see us beating them. No, I can't.
I can see us beating them. There is a way. We've got good enough players.
Things happen.
Exactly. Moments. This is what we've talked about in several games. Going into the Swiss game, going into the Netherlands game. Are we better? Have we shown we're better? Not particularly, but we've got good players. So there is a way I can see us beating them, but I can't, as a football analyst, sit here, throw out all those numbers about why Spain are so much better and have done more, and choose England. I'd be going with my heart on that, and I would have to objectively go with Spain and just hope that I'm completely wrong and we do this.
Is there a feeling though that it's coming home?
Yeah, there is a little bit. I think something is happening. There's enough moments from players and in games at this tournament that I would say cover about the previous 20 years prior to Southgate in terms of tournaments. You get maybe 1 a tournament. Sometimes you don't even get that if you've had just an average tournament. And we've had several at this one. So something's happening.
I fear the other side. I fear the other side of when you have won something and you're like, Now what? What do I do now? Is the world different? At least I know where we're at when we haven't won a tournament.
Yeah, I'm worried. I think this could be the ceiling, unfortunately.
But at least we're there.
We're there, and we can enjoy it, hopefully. And yeah, let's get lucky. I'd rather be lucky than be good.
And we want to see Rich dancing again, don't we?
Oh, we don't want to see it, so that might be a good reason for Spain to win. I'll go home early.
Cool, let's go then.
Let's go.
Goodbye.